hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Virgo in mid-December 2020. What's going on, Virgo? How are you guys doing? I hope that you are doing well. All right, Virgo, we have made it to the end of 2020. That girl, that guy, that thing is almost in the bag. How we feel about it? I'm looking forward to 2021. 2020 has been fairly good to me, but the general vibe has been, so I'm ready for it to leave. Maybe you feel the same. Maybe you're like, it wasn't that bad for me, but whatever. Wherever you are in the world right now, Virgo, I hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and secure. Please take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love, because, even though 2020 is wrapping up, the business that we've seen going on in 2020 isn't going to leave on the 31st. So again, take all precautions at this time to take care of yourselves and other people. And of course, happy holidays to you, as it is the big holiday season across many parts of the world. So happy Hanukkah to you, Merry Christmas to you, happy Kwanzaa to you, and happy winter solstice. If you celebrate any of those things, all of those things, none of those things, again, I hope you're doing okay in the middle of all of it, all right? Other announcements, I might do something here on the channel on New Year's Eve. I'm thinking about it because I have no plans. I have no other plans. So I might do something here on the channel. If I do, I will announce it a few days beforehand. So check the community tab here. Check for posts from me on Instagram if you follow me over there. And yeah, if I do something, you guys will be the first to know. All right, let's go ahead and get into it for you guys. Anything you want from me already, Virgo, it is in the description box. If you want the timestamp, it is down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is also down there. And that Instagram account that I mentioned before, there's a link to it in the description box if you want to follow me over there, okay? Virgo, let's do it, shall we? Let's get some messages for you from this wonderful deck that I love so much. For Virgo in mid-December, please. Messages for Virgo in mid-December, please. Show me these messages. For Virgo in mid-December 2020. Oh my gosh. You're tight-lipped. You don't want to say anything. Oh, there we go. Oh, am I shuffling this deck upside down? I am not. But there you go. Five of Wands upside down. Or in reverse, I should say. What else for Virgo, please? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, thank you. Okay, because that was about to be more than one. But that one fell. Alright, so Five of Wands in reverse. And then you also have Five of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Listen, let it go. Okay, I'm saying that really flippantly, but like that's sort of the energy that came through very quickly. Let it go, because that's what's happening here. Fives indicate changes. You have two fives here. So Five of Wands, Five of Cups. Okay. So Virgo, something is changing. Something is shifting in your life. And the Ace of Swords on the end there. And I feel you or someone else might be struggling to accept that, because the Five of Wands is putting down any type of conflict, any type of upheaval, any type of competition, right? Because, I mean, what do we see here? I'm going to turn it upright so you can see what we're dealing with. We see our girls, the Golden Girls, entering into a bowling tournament, right? But it's in reverse. So any type of competition, any type of conflict, any type of riled up, rawr, I gotta get in there and prove a point, or I gotta get in there and and speak my mind, or I gotta show people what I, like all that is just like dropped, or at least that is the advice. That is possibly what someone in the situation, you or someone else, is prepared to do. And at the same time, or with someone else, there's this Five of Cups energy, which is dismayed, which is feeling really dejected and disappointed, right? So it feels like, Virgo, for some of you, in your surroundings is what they're really telling me. In your surroundings. So home life, work life, I'm not sure where, professional life, I don't, friendship circle, I don't know where. But somewhere in your life, in your surroundings, there have been people who previously were at odds, and someone who was previously in the middle of the kerfuffle, one or more persons have said, you know what, enough. I'm done with that. I'm not going to engage. And that Interestingly, to someone else potentially gives them the Five of Cups, makes them feel disappointed, makes them feel sad, makes them feel like they've lost something because they're crying over spilled milk is one of the older phrases that you'll hear attached to the Five of Cups, because she's staring at those 3 cups that are spilled, crying about it, dismayed about it, feeling really crummy about it. And the silver lining here, both with this card and with the Five of Wands, is that fives are challenges and they involve change and conflict sometimes, but they're easily surmountable. Fives, they're impactful, but they're survivable. Clearly, everything in tarot is survivable, by the way. But and also with the Five of Cups, she's got the 2 on the mantle or on the shelf behind her. So there is some silver lining here. So in the short term, in the immediate, in the immediate surroundings, it feels kind of crappy. But in time, everybody involved, or at least most people involved, or maybe the key players involved, you and other people, whoever the key people are, is going to be fine. Is how this feels. Like, I feel like there's crying, like I said, over spilled milk, almost about nothing. Or, thank you, let's go back. Remember I said the Five of Wands at some point was active arguing or conflict or something, something people like were fired up about something. That could have caused someone to cry. And that could be why the kerfuffle stops, is because someone starts to be upset about it. Like, I'm sensing like family and friends, like within a family, 2 or 3 people are fighting, and then, someone says, will you stop? I can't, like someone's like, really, like, stop arguing, stop yelling. Why are you treating each other like this? Why are you saying all these hurtful things? Why are you trying to compete with your own brother or sister or cousin or, whoever? Like, why are you doing this? And it really upsets someone. And that could be the reason why the conflict stops, is because, like, I'm like, like, if it was like a family situation, it would be like fighting amongst the kids, and like the mom or the dad gets upset. And because mom or dad is upset, we should stop fighting. Something like that. And again, fives are surmountable. They're not massive challenges. They're not massive conflicts usually. There's something that can be overcome. And I feel it will be overcome, or has already been. And if it's, well, it can also apply to family, because the Ace of Swords on the end here is feeling like the resolution is a talk. The way we get to resolution is a conversation. The way that we get to water under the bridge is to air grievances in a constructive way. Like, Five of Wands usually isn't that constructive. It can be, because all wands innately in tarot has this ability to create, to transmute, right? Because it's fire energy, and fire is one of the elements of transmutation, of ushering in change, right? All the elements do it, but I find wands is like a little bit more proactive, or like, I don't know, there's just something about fire energy where it happens, and it's very dynamic and it's very potent. Maybe that's a better word. But anyway, so I feel maybe this Five of Wands, that conflict, even though it was crappy to deal with, it can lead to some very honest home truths coming out. So maybe there has been a long sense of competition amongst friends or family members that, and again, this Five of Wands doesn't have to be nasty, volatile, or really abrasive conflict. It doesn't have to be that. It can be kind of friendly competition, or like unspoken competition, and maybe something's coming to the surface regarding that. So, something, I feel there's like a revelation with this, like a actual like heart to heart conversation, or like, like a family meeting, something like that. And I mean, in this time of year, there's always potential for that because of the holidays. And maybe also with 2020 being a little bit different this year, Virgo, maybe this is the year where we can get a little bit more honest, because I don't know, maybe people, if you're doing like gatherings via Zoom, or, distant holiday celebration, or segmented, like maybe, not everybody can come over and visit or whatever. So it might be causing you or other people in the situation, Virgo, to put things into a clearer, more concise perspective. Because this Ace of Swords is striking me as being extremely sharp in terms of how it is expressed, when it is expressed, the words chosen, the tone of the conversation. Everything is sort of, quote unquote, as it should be, for the most optimal outcome of change. Because again, the fives equal change. I feel like even if it sucks with some of the things that might be said, even if someone has hurt feelings, even if someone possibly, in some of your cases, storms out and says, I've had enough and I'm not coming back, that all happens for a reason. It's going to be different for all of you because this is a general reading, so you all have different nuanced and detailed experiences, but it all feels exactly how it's supposed to be. And that has been thematic for many of the readings here in mid-December. I think also it was kind of like that for the overalls for December. I could be wrong about that. I don't really remember those readings, which is, what have I been doing with my life lately? Oh, I've been reading more, so I guess maybe that's pushing things out of my brain. But anyway, so it just feels like that Ace of Swords really will, in some sense, make sense out of this upheaval, out of this kerfuffle, out of these hurt feelings, or these feelings of being dismayed and disappointed. It's like something finally clicks for you or other people, and it comes through with sharp honesty, sharp ownership or acknowledgement or something like that. Ownness, I guess, is the word I want to use. Ownness, right? So maybe if someone was acting like a butthead, they're going to say, I was acting like a butthead. And whether or not they're apologizing, whether or not they're trying to make excuses, sometimes that's all you need, is just for someone to say, hey, I was acting like a turd. And then, and even if they're not apologetic, just the fact that they recognize they did a wrong thing, they said a wrong thing, sometimes that can be really helpful, right? And I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen for any of you or most of you or anything like that, but it's just an example is what that feels like. Interesting. So let's get some further information here for Virgo, please. More information for Virgo regarding the situation. I love this deck, but I hate how the back of this changes the color on the camera. I really hate that. Anyway, further information for Virgo, please, regarding the situation. Yes. Further information for Virgo. Wow. I'm going to talk about that in 2 seconds because that just rolled into my head. And I don't even know that really that well. Anything else for Virgo regarding this? Yes. That's not the card, but they want more to come out. Yes, thank you. Okay. So I'm quickly going to mention this song that I know this group. I've known this group for a while. It's like a group from the 80s. They're a British pop group called 5 Star, and they have a song called If I Say Yes. I just discovered this song 2 or 3 days ago. And so I don't know the lyrics very well, and I don't even know the chorus that way or that well, but if you know that song or if you're curious about that song, go Google it, read the lyrics, listen to the song. But they want me to mention that song because it came in and out of my brain really quickly. It was just if I say yes, say it. And I was like, okay. So If I Say Yes is the name of the song by this group called 5 Star. If that means something to you, you let me know. But they want me to mention that, okay? And maybe 5 Star, you've got 2 cards of 5 there, so maybe that's the connection. Maybe 5 is a significant number to you for some reason. I'm not sure. But first card for more information, King of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and 6 of Pentacles. Okay. So definitely a lot of you have something going on with your family. Whether that be the family that you're born into, the family that you've made, that you've married into, whatever, the family that you've created amongst your friends if you don't have blood relatives to really speak of, whatever family means to you. King of Cups energy, water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You could be dealing with a water sign, but you don't have to be. 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, boy. In some of your cases, it feels like someone who had or has at this moment some pride of place, King of Cups, is not destined to keep that place, because I feel there may have been some kind of disagreement over this person and what role they're meant to play in the grand scheme of things within the family dynamic, within the friendship group, whatever. In some cases, maybe for a few of you, it's work, but I really feel this is very private, domestic energy, okay? So, family and friends. And I feel this person, to some extent, had a role to play and they did it, but now that's changing. They're leaving that role. They're leaving, either they volunteer to leave or they're being forced to leave, is what this feels like. In some cases, they're being forced to leave. And there's like this concern over, well, what happens next? What happens now? Now that this person is gone, leaving, no longer responsible for something, who's going to take their place? What do we do now? How will we do XYZ? How's this going to go down, etc.? There's a lot of question marks around this person. And, I don't want it to be like really like, what do you call that? Ominous. I don't think this person is leaving in a mortal sense. I think they might be leaving like literally they move out, or if this was a workplace situation, they quit, they get fired, something like that. They might be ostracized from the family, sort of kicked out in some type of way. Okay. And I don't know the basis of that. I don't know whether that's good or bad. That's not for me to know. That's not the purpose. But what I feel is this King of Cups is somebody who really was trying their best, but it feels like their best wasn't good enough. It feels like they thought they were doing a good job, but other people around the situation were kind of like, King of Cups has kind of lost it. King of Cups is kind of out of their depth, but they're in this pride of place, so we can't really challenge them. So I'm not trying to be cruel about it, but it is the fact of life, because we do see an older gentleman on this card. I forget his name in the show, but he's Rose's like next man after her husband. But it does feel like in some of your cases it is an older member of the family, and for various reasons, for whatever reason that is known to you, this person is incapable of doing what they were doing before. Meaning they can't function the same way, they might have cognitive deterioration, they might have physical deterioration. There's something where this person cannot do what they used to do, and therefore they have to be put somewhere, or they leave, or they remove themselves, or they're removed forcibly, or something like that. And now that they're gone, who takes their place, or how do we carry on, right? So, and it doesn't have to be ominous or macabre in any type of way. This could be somebody retiring, for God's sakes. And now that they're home, they don't know what to do. A lot of people, struggle with that. Now that I'm retired, I got all this time on my hands. What do I do with my life, And this could be you. In some of your cases, this could be you. You don't have to be someone who's retired, but you could be stepping down from a position. You could be removing yourself from a role because maybe you're overwhelmed. Because that's what I'm feeling here. Either the person is so no longer themselves because of deterioration, because of, they've been doing it for so long, they're no longer as sharp as they used to be, or someone becomes too overwhelmed and so they remove themselves. They step down from the position. And regardless of the situation, I feel someone really tried their best, and for a while things were working out and everything was cool. But now it's like, even they know, I can't keep this up. I feel whoever this King of Cups is, whether it be you or someone else, I feel this person to some degree knows, I can't keep this up. I can't keep pretending, or I can't keep insisting that I deserve to sit on this throne. Like, it's like knowing I have to give something up here, or I have to walk away here, or I have to allow other people to replace me in some type of way. Which is, again, like a very bittersweet thing possibly to realize in a situation with the Five of Cups there and the Five of Wands in reverse. That could be very bittersweet, because I think that this person, for the most part, was never a very volatile or terrible person. I feel like this character is very level-headed and kind-hearted with the Cups energy. Yeah. It's just now someone else has to step up into this person's shoes, so to speak. Whether that's literally someone replaces this person on the job, whether literally someone becomes the new patriarch or matriarch of a family or a leader in a certain way, or we don't replace this person and we all just kind of go about things on our own accord. You know what I mean? So we don't have a leader anymore. And someone might be like, what does that mean? We don't have someone who tells us what to do, or who kind of, runs the team, runs the ship. Someone is like really afraid of that energy, afraid of that prospect, afraid of that reality. But that might be exactly what is necessary. Like, semi-personally, Virgo, I had something similar like this happen in my family. We had a very strong cornerstone to our family who died several years ago. And there was this initial worry of, well, how are we going to cope? Because that person has been the rock to so many of us in this family. But I'm still standing. I'm here, and everybody else in my family is here. So, and no one really has stepped and filled in that person's shoes. Truly, nobody's really stepped into that role entirely. And maybe that's for the best. But that's my personal experience. That might not be the same for you, okay? And Ten of Pentacles, generational. So yeah, for some of you, this is about an older generational, or excuse me, a person of an older generation stepping down, no longer being the head of the household, no longer calling the shots, so to speak, or driving the ship. In some cases, this has been about money, and this person had a lot of access to money, or they had a lot of control over money, and because of their deteriorated state, they no longer can keep their own finances in check. If it's a business leader, again, they don't have to be older, like a senior citizen per se. This could just be someone who's had a lot of experience, but they're still, middle-aged or something. But because they're stepping down from leadership in the company, the assets or something will be divided. It's something about this person had control or influence over money, valuables, resources, and now that they're gone, it's sort of like up for grabs. And some people possibly were fighting like cats and dogs to have access to this money, to have access to these resources. This could have been fighting over inheritance, fighting over contracts, fighting over anything, right? But again, the Five of Wands is in the reverse. So the fighting has either stopped or will stop, or someone, at least one or two people, walk away and say, you know what, it's not worth it for me. You know what I mean? Ten of Pentacles, anything else? And I like this because this was a very lucrative situation, whether it be family, business, friendship, or whatever. It was very lucrative. Maybe lucrative isn't the best word. It was very sustaining. It really was like the lifeline. The business, the money, the way the money was handled, the way this person led the team, it was very sustainable. Everybody got their fair share, or everybody was taken care of in some form or fashion. But now that this person goes away, for whatever reason, in whatever type of way, now there's a little bit of uncertainty of how stable this can be afterward, okay? Six of Pentacles. Somebody's about the business of trying to keep that stability for everybody, or at least themselves. Okay, they're like, at least themselves. So, I feel like, because you see how the packages are like divvied up, or individual packages there. So maybe like that's how this is going to be settled. Maybe someone was like trying to, in a family situation or a work situation, become the new head of the family, head of the company, but that's not possible. So instead of one person taking over, the pieces of inheritance, the pieces of the company are sold off, right? So this person gets 20%, that person gets 20%, this person over here gets 30, and that other person gets whatever's left over. I'm not good at math. What is that? 20, that's 30. So another 30%, right? Yeah. Something like that. So there's like a divvying up of the profits, or divvying up of the assets. And that at least serves one person. It might serve the group. It might serve everybody who is concerned. But one person possibly might make out like a bandit, to be honest. Because this feels like really in self-proclaimed victory, or some type of like she's smiling so hard, like she's so happy to have those boxes. So it's like, again, making out like a bandit. Like somebody might get more than their fair share, and that might not be the fairest outcome, because Six of Pentacles can talk about giving and receiving and what is reciprocated and what is fair in the situation, what is beneficial for all parties involved. And sometimes in the Six of Pentacles, someone gets left out. That could be this person here, crying over spilled milk. I'm left out of the will. I'm left out of the inheritance. I'm left out of the severance packages, whatever. And that could be the person who's like really, really dismayed. And I gotta tell you, I'm saying some good things, I think. I'm quote unquote good. I'm saying some bad things, quote unquote bad. This feels like this is what's meant to happen, Virgo. Whoever is resistant and is like, this isn't fair, it actually is fair. In the long run, it will be fair. That's what this feels like. I know that's not what you or other people want to hear, but that's the way it is. You know, like that energy has been permeating throughout these mid-month messages. People are finding things and getting results that they're not happy with, but guess what? Universe says that's exactly what's supposed to happen. Whatever you believe in or don't believe in, that's kind of the vibe that my readings have been going in. And I think also with other readers, I haven't really been watching too much, but seems to be the vibe. And, you know, a lot of astrological activity going on here at the end of the year, so it seems par for the course. Anyway, let's get some advice for you, and then we're going to wrap up, okay? One card of advice for Virgo here, please, in this situation. What is the card of advice for Virgo? One card, please. They've been giving me multiple cards in other readings, so let's see what you get. Card of advice for Virgo, please, in this situation. What is the card of advice? And now that song just came back. If I say yes, if I say yes, I don't even know what they're saying. I just know that part. If I say yes, if I say yes. Maybe that's what happened here. Like maybe somebody feels guilty. If I say yes, I'm like screwing other people. Is that where that's coming from? If I say yes, that's not what the song is about. But there is that implication. If I say yes, ... then blah, blah, blah will happen. It's like somebody's weighing the consequences of something. That is sort of in that song. If I say yes, maybe something will happen and it's not going to be good. So, okay. Maybe that's why that song came up. I don't know. Card of advice for Virgo, please, in this situation. And that's all I can hear now. If I say yes, if I say yes. Ooh, Fool in reverse. Okay. Secondary major for Aquarius. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, but you don't have to be. Oh. Yeah, okay. So this could be a misstep. A really bad misstep. Okay, here's what I'm sensing. Let me clear this out a little bit. What this feels like is friendships or family situations in your life, Virgo, where there's a splintering off. So let's say, I'm just throwing an arbitrary number out here. Let's say there are 10 individuals involved. I feel like 3 individuals are going to feel shafted. I'm just arbitrarily saying these numbers. 3 people feel shafted. 2 people feel, they're okay. They're not like really happy about the outcome, but they're going to make it through. One person is extremely pissed off and they just go off the deep end or something like that. And 4 other people, they're happy with the outcome. You see what I mean? In a big group of people, every person has a segmented, very specific reaction to whatever is unfolding. So you, Virgo, some of you will be like, this is the greatest thing that ever happened. And another group of Virgos going through a similar situation in their own personal life are going to feel like this is the worst thing that ever happened. Some of you are going to come out on top of this. Some of you are going to come out underneath this, being absolutely, I don't want to say that, but that is the word that came to my mind, decimated, okay? Take it with a grain of salt. It's not for everybody, okay? But that word came to my mind, so I'm sharing it. And the Fool energy is that retrospective. It's that look to what has happened recently or what other people are doing and feeling that was the wrong move, or this was a destructive move, or that was a careless, boneheaded move. The Fool in reverse either takes chances way more than necessary, or the chances don't pay off that were taken. The chances that were taken don't pay off. In some cases, this is inflexibility for some of you or someone in the situation where there should be more of a go with the flow energy, but there's resistance to that. There's this, I don't want things to change. I don't want things to move forward, so to speak. So that's going to play in so many different ways. But as advice, I feel take a step back, because this is tied to Aquarius energy. Take a step back. Aquarius has a very good ability, the archetype of Aquarius, not any specific Aquarius that you know per se, but the archetype of Aquarius in terms of astrology has a good way of having a higher perspective of things. They're the friend to everybody, but they're very impersonal. So what do I mean? They can, it's like standing in a crowded room and being very well aware of all the conversations that are going on, but not actually being involved in any of the conversations. It's observational energy. So that's what I'm sensing here. For some of you, the advice is to take a step back, be extremely observational, and sort of let things fall where they may, sort of let things play out how they need to. If other people are having drama, don't get involved in their drama, or be mindful that you're going to walk willfully into drama and not to get swept up in it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, okay? Virgo, that is your reading for mid-December. If this made sense to you at all, if it resonated with you at all, please hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment and share how it resonated if you feel like doing so. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd appreciate any and all of that stuff. Virgo, I'll be back soon to do your January readings. Again, I might do something for New Year's Eve, so make sure you check back here on the channel or on Instagram. And if you want to get at me for a personal reading, that information is in the description box down below, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care.